Let's get it!
Broadcasting to you from a little grass shack in the middle of the Pacific.
Live in the place to be.
Well, they're actually in the Bay Area.
Yeah!
But they are the premier Pacifica show that shines a spotlight on positive Pacific Islanders.
You listening to the sound.
Role models coming brown every Thursday night at 6.
East to west, we getting hurt.
Brought to you by Pacifica by Design. It's the iconic Faika podcast with your hosts, Naki and Carl.
What is up, Naki?
Man.
Season 9.
Season 9. 9 seasons.
9. And I still like the intro. We may change things at some point, but
Season
for now,
9.
still works. Season 9, episode 1
1.
of the FICA podcast.
Been a minute.
It's been a minute.
Yep,
Yep, and the studio audience likes that. Yes. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, settle down. Take your seats. It's going to be a long show today. So what do we got? We have our check-ins. We got community announcements, the usual. We have in the second half, we got an interview with a entrepreneur from up in the Pacific Northwest. By the Emerald City. Back Naki's old stomping grounds. And we got to talk about TikTok. We're going to talk about what's going on down south, thoughts and prayers with everybody in all the different fires down there, and they're still going. Like it's not over down there. That's our show today. Naki, what's good for season 9, episode 1?
Season 9, man, there's so much. Like I feel like we haven't been on forever.
Took a break.
And we have a lot to talk about, but then we don't want to do too much.
Let's do too much.
So we're going to do too much. We're going to do too much.
Let's not kid ourselves.
We're going to do too much. Okay, so of course, everyone and everything. It's Christmas. We went through Christmas.
Oh, it's been Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's.
Thanksgiving, Christmas. Spent it home, of course. New Year's, I was home.
Did you make it to midnight?
I think I did. I
was house sitting.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
In rich
neighborhood.
Yeah. And 2 gigantic mastiffs.
I remember.
And I kind of dozed off on the couch, and then I woke back up, and that little nap got me. For the first time in a lot of New Year's, I made midnight.
Okay, look at you. Look
at you. Barely, but I did.
So, New Year's. I mean, what I can't get over is it's season 9. Like we've been doing
big
this
number
for a minute.
Naki's headphones have made it all 9 seasons.
All 9 seasons.
Actually,
Rosalind.
I think when we were on the radio, that's how old we are, how old our show is. We started on the radio.
On the radio.
I think you had the FCC free headphones. So, but once we got out of there, those are like 8 seasons old.
8 seasons old. Yes. So there you go. But I don't know, tons and stuff happening. I don't even know where to begin. We did make it to, all
Nesian
the community
night,
events, Nesian night, Nesian holiday,
J2E.
holiday Nesian night. We made it to January's J2E,
Journey to
Empowerment. So there's a lot of community events happening that
even in the winter,
a little slow, but it's happening. All My Usos has something all the time, so go follow their page. Samoan Solutions, Samoan Community Development Center, TOFA in Sacramento, Office of Samoan Affairs. Who else? Taulama. It's like there's tons and tons and tons of resources. Pacific Islands Together. I don't know, but right now, what's happening? I think. You check in or do your check in?
Well, same check in. I mean,
I'm
with
just
the
sick.
Nesian night, J2E, stayed plugged in for the most part, but it's been kind of a quiet winter so far.
Yeah.
And we're looking for community events. So if you have a community event, please reach out to us so that we can help promote it. But I think 2025, just kind of looking at how we're going to do things. You and I have talked about getting places, doing things.
Right.
And we're looking forward to that. Didn't make a resolution. And, there's some things in my life that I want to continue doing and maybe do some more of, but I didn't make a new one. Did you?
I didn't. I got tired of bullshitting every year. I have a resolution that I don't stick to. I always say, I'm going to eat healthier. I'm going to exercise more. I never do it. So I'm just like, forget it.
Why say it?
Why say it? Just stop talking and do it.
There's some things I want to do, but it's not, I didn't want to tie it to like, oh, it's the beginning of the year and I'm going to do things. I'm just going to do them.
Nice, nice. We have Rosalind Tufi and Sarah Vasa tuned in on Facebook. Thank you for tuning in. Happy New Year. It's our first show of season 9. There's all kinds of Lolo. All right. Happy New Year. Thank you for tuning
Happy New
in.
Year.
There's all kinds of stuff happening. I don't know. LA fires.
LA
fires is happening. I mean,
$200 billion in damage. People
right.
dying, and it's just it's a terrible scene. I think it's something that as Californians, we always saw fires.
Yeah.
But you think about what happened up north in Redding, Chico a few years ago, and then you look at what's happening now. This extreme stuff just seems to be happening more. I think that and I always try to take a step back, right? I always try to take a step back and go, now, is it social media? Is it because I see it more? But it's not the fires and the natural disasters. There are more of them.
Yeah. And I don't know how much of it is contained. Do you know? Like,
I heard it was a small number.
Last I heard it was like 8%. And that was like last week. But it had already been days. It had already been probably a week. And they only had 8% contained because of the winds that are sweeping through LA and the poor people that have lost their houses, like Altadena. It's just gone. That whole city is gone. And we have our very own Dr. Samoa, who is
lost his house.
Yeah, lost his house.
And they were in Altadena, right?
Which one? Fire?
Any of them. I mean, I think that. So we have. Obviously, this is one of the things that is different now, right? So with natural disasters, you see it. You see it in real time. So I remember looking at Twitter sometimes, and I'm like, wow, this is happening right now. So again, as this is happening to loved ones, family, friends. Even if you don't know them, right? Obviously, you're going to feel sympathetic for what's going on down there. But some of the videos of like the video of Pacific Palisades, the fire coming down the hill. So being somewhat familiar with Southern California, I've heard of the fires in like Malibu Canyon, like up away from like major metropolitan areas. When I heard,
look at that, that's
like
so
Pacific
crazy.
Palisades, that's somebody driving out
and recording,
trying to escape, right? That looks like something out of a movie.
Oh, that's crazy.
And also, right? As bad as it looks on a camera, it's way worse. Yeah, it's way worse in person.
Right.
But when I heard like Pacific Palisades, that's on the coast. That's like right. They burned that. Oh, that fire came all the way to the ocean.
All the way to the ocean. That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy to see. Our hearts go out to everybody there. Some of the really inspiring stuff with people that are volunteering and helping. And you and I are both animal lovers, to see the veterinarian hospitals say, if you need to shelter an animal for free, bring them down here, in areas outside of the fire. So what you're looking at now is before and after, right?
It looked like before.
So on the left-hand side is the very same shot as the right-hand side.
Right.
It's just before the fire and after the fire.
That's so crazy.
That was one of the ones when I saw that, I'm like, that really gives you an idea of just how different it is in entire neighborhoods. I saw a video of a elderly man that had lived there 60 years, and it was like, my kids, my grandkids, 4 generations of people had been in, at that house at some point and just gone. And I don't know, like some of the things you just can't replace. You can replace a house, right? You can't replace. You got 100-year-old picture. Yeah, pictures of your kids, videos of your kids.
It's so crazy. I just can't. Like,
it's so sad.
A lot of people that have, like in Altadena, everybody's like, oh, it's the rich people. And no, it's a lot of people that have inherited those homes. Like one lady, her family had owned the house for 80 years.
Altadena is diverse.
And so she has had the house passed down to her. And she's like, I don't know where to go. I've been living here because I can afford to live here, in this nice neighborhood. Where am I going to go? Everybody, where am I going to go? Dr. Reno Samoa and his partner Nick Arzin are what are they? They live in Altadena, and Nick is a council member, and he has been all over CNN talking about what is happening, how they're trying to save, um, how to help get resources to their community, as is everyone else,
Right.
As is everyone else. So our hearts and prayers and everything go out to them. Red Cross, if you want to donate or help, Red Cross is taking donations. Um, there are Airbnb has been donating discounted or free homes for you to stay in if you need somewhere to live. A lot of restaurants are feeding people that are first responders or victims of the fire, which I love. I love that the community is getting together to do this.
It's
So,
amazing how the community comes together after the
uh,
fire up in
yeah,
Reading. I was up there maybe a couple weeks after, so not right after, but fairly recent after. And I was just looking for a restaurant to eat. I got to go find breakfast. I found a restaurant, and on the door there was a sign that said, "If you've been displaced, or affected," basically saying if you are affected,
mhm,
come in for a free meal.
yeah,
And they weren't like checking IDs or doing any of that stuff, but it's just
I love
it's
it.
heartwarming to see how people find a way to help.
Yeah, I love that, the whole community is pulling in, to help. There's also, what is it? Something of Humanity. Where they build homes.
Habitat for Humanity.
Habitat for Humanity. They are asking or looking for volunteers. They're gonna start building, helping people rebuild already, and they're needing volunteers, anybody that can lift a hammer or just help carry stuff. I've seen that online, so it's amazing
Quick
the
note on that.
community.
Habitat for Humanity. Former President Jimmy Carter passed away during our break,
Yeah,
right?
during our
So,
break, yeah. He was
um,
100 years old.
100 years old, and something to think about, right? So he was president from 77 to 81.
Uh-huh.
First president to be born in a hospital,
Oh,
right?
nice,
Every
nice, nice.
president
Yeah,
before him was born at home.
right.
They weren't born in a hospital.
Mhm.
And I think he's better known for the work he did with Habitat for Humanity
Oh,
after he was
nice.
president.
Oh, nice.
He's probably the most famous member ever of Habitat for Humanity, and everybody that experienced him, I'll use that word. They said that he wasn't just there for the photo op. Like, he was there all day. He was
Oh,
working,
yeah,
actually putting together homes for people
nice.
that needed homes.
That's so
So,
awesome.
Jimmy Carter, rest in peace.
Right, right. So, yeah, lots and lots of resources. All the LA communities have come together. All the nonprofit organizations, reach out to them. They have lots of resources. Every community center in LA have places where you can pick up water, food, clothing if you need. Um, it just everywhere. Every school, if there was a school still standing in your neighborhood, get there because there's a lot of resources and free things for you to get. So I'm happy that the community is getting together. I mean, of course they are going to. I love that they're doing that. So, it's I know you're not alone, but there's tons and tons of resources, free, 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 because that's all we really need, right? That's all they need right now is free and help. And the Red Cross, FEMA, I think FEMA, I don't know what FEMA's doing really. So
FEMA's not a. They've made this clear over a lot of disasters. They're not a first responder.
uh,
They are support after the first
uh,
responders. So, but there's a that brings the whole federal government support into play.
yeah,
Hopefully they act quickly and they don't take a long time. But there's companies, so the government has they're doing things right. So there's private companies like Disney is committing $15 million for initial immediate
wow,
response. Paramount, so the Paramount Plus,
nice,
they're in for millions. Walmart's committing 2.5 million to support wildlife funds. Kroger,
nice.
same thing. So the
So
Kroger's doing
tons and tons.
groceries. The NFL's in for 5 million. So
Okay, look at the
obviously
NFL.
we pay
Everybody,
taxes,
yeah,
right? The government should be there to help, but
right.
shout out to the private companies that are out there helping too.
Nice. Awesome. There's tons and tons of restaurants. There's, I don't know, Agnes Restaurant and Cheesery. They are in, I don't know where they're at. Pasadena. Did the fires go through? Is that
Pasadena,
part of,
Altadena, right next to each
oh
other.
yeah. So, look, if your restaurant is still standing, they most likely will help you if you are a victim of the fires or a first responder. So prayers to everyone in LA and down Northern California. What else?
What else we got? We got
New administration. I think we talked about that before we left, right?
he wasn't so I don't know, the inauguration took place yesterday or something.
Oh yeah.
So he's officially in place. I think he was
Ah.
president elect our last show.
Now he's
Now
president
he's president I
again.
think, yeah, second term, only the second president in American history to not serve consecutive terms.
Consecutively.
Everybody else, except for I think Grover Cleveland,
Mm,
served. If you're a two-term president, you serve him back to
back
back.
to back.
He's one that actually left office,
And then came back.
and is president now. I think we're all wondering how that's going to be because we saw
Kind of
how
scary.
bumpy of a road it was the first time
Yeah.
around. So a lot of promises. He's got a Republican Congress, both sides, so no excuses.
No,
Get what you
nothing.
said you're going to do. Get it done.
Get it done. Get it done. Well, oh, CJ's on. Hey, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
Ruby. Hi, Ruby. Salote.
Ruby.
Well, thanks everybody for tuning
Look
in.
at
Yeah. So I'm gossipy. So I was on social media and I seen that they were making a big stink because Michelle Obama
Decided.
I don't know if she decided,
She
but did
decided.
not go
She decided.
to
She made up.
the inaugural.
Right. So was not there. I just saw this today. That's how behind I am on it. I saw that she was not at the inauguration,
Right.
which
I don't
you know,
like. Why is it a big deal?
because former presidents and
Former
first
president-
ladies are there.
Former President Trump did not show up to President Biden's inauguration or whatever.
President,
Did not hand over the president. Like, fuck you.
but
You know what I mean? Like,
that's
it's awful. You can't just.
But the Democrats have tried to not be like Trump,
All
right? So the change of power in 2020
change of power. He was not
was
there. Right.
January 6th. You had
Right.
all that stuff. Change of power 2025,
Mm,
peaceful, right?
Peaceful.
The Democrats are like, we're gonna take the high road, right?
Right.
So I think that's the difference here is
that is the difference.
Trump did do that, but this is
But
you
it
don't
didn't
usually see
really-
the Democrats fire back in the same
Yeah,
way.
and
but
I don't care either way. I was just wondering why, because I seen it on the news, why it was a big deal that she didn't show up, and I'm like,
most
he didn't
presidents,
show up when President
barring
Biden,
health
yeah.
conditions, most
Most
former
presidents show up, yeah.
and their
And
first
then
ladies.
I seen during President Carter's services that
Rosalind.
Obama sat next to Trump,
Yeah.
and they were laughing. It's like, I like that.
Who
I
made
like
that
to see
seating
that.
chart?
I know.
It's like the wedding, right? Oh, I'm going to put this
Yeah.
person at that same
I
table.
like to see that. Like, show more of that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Show more of that media. So yeah,
I'm
like to
surprised
see
that actually got shown a lot.
Yeah, it
'Cause
was
both sides of the media, the conservative media and the
Uh-huh.
liberal media, they like the division.
Yeah,
So when I saw that, I'm like, wow, that made it past the editing desk.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't say cut that.
yeah. No, it was nice to see them laughing, having normal conversation, like
Acting like
being-
human beings.
acting like human beings. So I love that. And then I'm congested and flu.
You had that for a
and
minute.
I've had this since December, the beginning of December. And my immune system is shot. So all hell. If I get sick, I'm sick for a minute. But it's not just me. Like the whole country, it has I think it's flu season, but like COVID is back in action. The flu
Bird
is in
flu.
bird flu, and then RSV is back. So just be super careful when you're out and about. You should wear a mask and do all wash your hands, wipe everything down. The
I do see
norm.
I see masks.
I see more masks
because
now.
I'm in the public. I'm in
Uh-huh.
I'm in retail, right? So I'm in
Right.
stores. I see the public all the time, and kind of feels good to see
Mm.
people wearing masks and people not flipping out about it because
Yeah.
you get that
It's not a big deal now,
the
right?
group that are
Yeah.
like, don't mask, don't vax, don't do
Yeah.
like that. It's okay to
It's
see
what
people
it is.
mask,
It
which
is what it is.
from a personal perspective, my wife Nicole has always masked up when she's sick.
Mhm.
She wears a mask, and she
Yeah.
long before COVID, she flew one time and she was sick,
Uh,
and she wore a mask.
oh,
And this is
nice.
before you wore masks on
Mandated.
airplanes.
Yeah.
And I didn't fly with her, but she said
Mhm.
people were like looking at her like, "Wait, you got like the plague or something?
Yeah.
Like what's wrong?" Like they thought something was
It
like
was
really
weird for
wrong
them.
with her.
Yeah.
And she's just wearing it because she had a
She
cold
didn't wanna, and she was being considerate.
of others.
Didn't wanna
Yeah.
get anybody sick or
It's more
anything.
accepted now. I think COVID hopefully you don't look people side eye when they have a mask on in public.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. What do we wanna do?
We have a social media piece, right? Did you find a new recipe online?
Oh, so yeah, so Pangi Popo, like
Well,
it's
not a new
going
recipe, but
it's yeah, it's not my recipe. It's not new, but it's going viral on social media. Because I think we need to remove some of these. Um, it's going viral on social media. This one guy on TikTok, and then we'll talk about
you saw
TikTok in a
more? Was
minute.
it the original video? Uh,
Yes, he's
okay.
Samoan food surfer. That's what he is. He made a
Dishes from around the
video.
world. I'm
Oh,
starting with
that's him. Follow him on TikTok as long as you can. But he made this video. It has over 13 million
Good for him.
views. Awesome
Good for
for
him.
him. And it just spread like wildfire, excuse the pun, but like over 100, like hundreds and thousands of people have been making pangi popo with his recipe. And so all over TikTok on my news feed is like not just Samoans, but
Well, yeah,
every
there's 13 million
yeah,
people looking at it. They're not all Samoan.
everyone you can think of is making this recipe. I made this recipe last
And the verdict
weekend. And it was so
was good.
good. It was so good. Like my sister-in-law makes pangi popo, like she's old school. She makes the bun, she makes her own sauce. I mean, like this is a quickie to give you
It's
a
good enough to
fix.
get you by.
Get a really good to get you by. And the sauce was so good. So if you get a chance, go follow this guy on social media. He is so funny. I mean, not funny, but he's so good. He's making pangi popo. Like,
Does he do
what
any
else?
other do you see any other Samoan or Polynesian dishes?
Oh, yeah,
That's
he
what he
does
does?
that.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what he
I
does. He
got you.
does all kinds of
Well, a
dishes, but
bunch of his
that one,
recipes are probably gonna blow up because
yeah.
that's usually what happens. You
Oh,
find
yeah.
somebody and you're like, "Oh, what other content do they have?" So
Oh,
there's
yeah.
probably gonna be other Polynesian or Samoan dishes out there that get exposed to the world.
Yes. And then he made, and so tons of people are making this recipe. And then this one girl, bless her soul.
I couldn't
This is good.
find Mully with some roasted bolos.
Okay. Let's pause this. She made the same video, the pangi popo, and then her video blew up.
Her
And
video
then
blew up.
her
So
video
that's how
blew
you
up.
also know the size,
Yes.
the impact of a video is when the comment videos
Yes.
go viral
Everybody
too.
goes.
Like that's
So
a big deal.
because of the comments, they go viral. So she created pangi popo, and then somebody commented, if you could see this video, you should try muli with some roasted bolos, right?
That's the comment
that was
of
the
her
comment.
video.
She took it serious, and then
Make me
she
some
started
loco
this her.
moco. Pani Popo was too good, so I was like, let me try some more Hawaiian comfort food. But actually, you guys corrected me and said it's not Hawaiian. But I found this, and it's called, once again, Locos Mocos. And it's hamburger meat with some eggs, mushrooms, onions, rice, and then the gravy. So I'm going to pour this on top.
But the comment section in her video, I'm dead. Like some of the comments,
And that's where the business happens.
that's
anyway.
where
That's
everything it goes
goes
down in
down
the comments.
the comment section has the humor.
Like somebody commented, on behalf of all Samoans, we're so sorry. We can never take things seriously. So of
Right.
course, someone was
Because
joking
they know what's
with
coming.
her. Somebody commented, y'all did her dirty. And then all the other. You should try.
So what did she try to make?
She tried to make
she
pangi
couldn't.
popo.
No,
Yeah.
she couldn't find.
Oh,
certain
she couldn't
recipe.
make. She
Now,
was.
this
You should
was
try muli
delicious.
with some roasted bolos. She couldn't find
She
that,
went
so
and
she
looked for that
decided
recipe.
to make loco moco. So there you go.
Yeah.
So it was so funny. You have to go watch her video. You have to go into the comments. Hilarious. So
That's always
I
where the
love
fun
that.
stuff is.
Yes. So that is that. We should. We still have community announcements, and so we can get to that.
My
once I get
Steelers
to your Steelers.
out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're out of the playoffs 5 weeks ago when they started losing, but somehow
Right.
you can lose 4 games in a row and
Mhm.
still make the playoffs just in time to lose your last game. And so every true Steelers fan, those of you that actually know and watch football, knew what was going to happen that first round.
Mhm.
And it finally happened. They got put out of our misery
Right.
last week against the hated Ravens. Like, there's just not a lot going on. But I am looking forward to now enjoying the football season for the rest of the way.
Nice.
Kind of the way the Niners were early on. Hey, I don't have no stress, no skin
Right.
in the game. I
Right.
just can enjoy games. So I'm on the couch with y'all now,
Yep.
watching the rest of the season.
Yep.
All right, community announcements. Here we go. Stag Elite presents Lady Stags Girls Flag Football, blowing up right now. Girls Flag Football is blowing up. There's high schools getting teams. Good for Stag Elite for recognizing that and providing some support. This is their first season, Club 7-on-7, starting from 8U, so that's 8 and under, to high school. Tryouts begin Saturday, January 18th. Right around the corner at City College of San Francisco, 50 Call Way. For more details, reach out to Sam at stagelite.org or scan the QR code on the flyer.
Awesome. Pacifica Queer Identities with PJ Elio in collaboration with SCDC is a Talanoa for Pacific Islanders who identify as LGBTQ+ and are 18-year-olds and older to share space. That is happening January 22nd from 6 to 8 p.m. at 2055 Sunnydale Avenue in San Francisco. That is the Samoan Community Development Center. Call 415-724-5226 for any questions.
The Regional Pacific Islander Task Force, been around for a long time. SCC and Santa Clara Public Health introduced their Resilience Hub through their Moana movement at the Samoan Congregational Christian Church of Sunnyvale on January 25th from 10 in the morning to 2 p.m., featuring special guests, nationally renowned award-winning dancer Karite Tawala, and certified extreme hip-hop step instructor Rocky. Everybody knows Rocky.
Everybody knows Rocky.
Free community resources and free food and refreshments. And again, that's Saturday, January 25th.
Awesome. Small Business Sunday, brought to you by Mobligated, is happening January 26th from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. at India Basin Shoreline Waterfront Park. Food vendors and merch will be there, and a jumper by Extreme Jump California. If you would like to be a vendor, please reach out to Mobligated on their IG page.
Hey Hawaii Mau, celebrating Hawaiian identity in the diaspora, is happening Sunday, February 9th from 2 to 5 p.m. at Sunshine Brooks Theater in Oceanside, California. Join them for a powerful evening with stories, connection, and culture. This is your chance to engage, learn, and celebrate what it means to be He Hawaii Mau, forever Hawaiian. Free admission and hosted by Umeke.org.
Essence of Mana. Next cohort begins March 27th. It is a free 13-week course tailored to support adult family members, enhance their communication skills with today's youth, and learn tools to foster a more nurturing home environment and healthier family dynamic. Register today by contacting Nani Wilson at 650-253-4866 or Lulu Masina at 415-243-6328.
Look at Essence of Mana. They got legs. That's been around for a while now.
wow.
That program's got legs. First annual mental health conference, From Stigma to Strength, Empowering Pacific Communities Through Mental Health Awareness, is happening on May 23rd at Spring Hill Suites in Sacramento, California. There will be over 20 plus Pacifica mental health clinicians in attendance. Save the date and we'll post when registration opens up. Hosted by Pacifica clinicians.
Awesome. That's Ty and his
That
whole
is
crew.
Dr. Ty
Dr.
Faleava
Ty
and
Faleava.
his Pacific Islander clinicians crew.
20 plus.
Giving you plenty of time to think about it. May 23rd,
In
even us
Sacramento.
PIs can plan that out to make that one. I get it.
And be on time.
if
Can we
we're
be on
talking about
time?
like some of our announcements were like tomorrow or Saturday, right? I get that, but
Yeah.
May 23rd, you can get there.
Yeah.
May
You can,
23rd, you can plan that out.
my May is all booked up. Like,
May,
I can't do
May's a
nothing.
lot.
May, June is all booked up, and my July is starting to get jacked up. So
Look at you,
I
booked and
know.
busy,
Booked, broke, and busy.
but broke and busy.
Broke and busy. Broke and busy. TikTok is supposedly going away in a few days.
TikTok ban.
Thoughts?
Big news.
Yeah.
Big news. And so the cycle goes when Trump was in office, he wanted to ban TikTok.
Right.
And the Democrats
Democrats
of
were
course, because Trump wants to do
Right.
something, they're
They're
like,
no,
no.
no, no.
So Trump leaves office.
Mhm.
And then Biden wants to ban it. So now the Democrats want to ban it, and now the Republicans and Trump, led by Trump, don't want to
Yeah.
ban it. So it doesn't matter. Whatever you say, I don't agree with.
Well, I seen somewhere where he said he doesn't want to ban it because TikTok helped him, was a big part of him getting elected.
Trump,
Mm-hmm.
social media
Social
was
media.
a big, was
yeah.
his first time in office. He had a really sharp guy
Mm-hmm.
doing his social media. And that is a big reason why he
Yeah.
won. And it's a big reason of why I think he won in, this time around too, but it's that switch sides thing. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. If the blue leader of the blue says
Yeah.
love it, then all the blue loves it and all the red hates it. So this time around, Biden is the one that actually pushed the legislation where it's supposed to go
Yeah.
off on the 19th, but there's a few things with that, right? So it doesn't mean that if you got TikTok, you're not going to be able to access it on the 19th. If you already got it on your phone, it's still going to work, right? But if you don't have it on the phone, it's going to be removed from the app stores. So if you wanted to download the app from Google or Apple, I'm not sure what it's called, not iTunes, but whatever Apple's the App Store. In theory, that won't be there. I think there's a lot of like people are wondering how it's actually going to work, like what's going to happen when it supposedly goes through. But you got a law that's supposed to be enacted on a certain date.
Yeah.
And you have a president who pushed it leaving, and you got a new president coming in that doesn't support that. Right. So who knows how it's going down. Trump could do a bunch of different things to not have it go through.
I really like TikTok. It's entertainment for me.
It is entertainment.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a piece of it. I think, 20 years from now, we'll look back at it and go, that was kind of silly, right?
Yeah.
To try to ban it. I get that it is owned by the Chinese government, but in the congressional hearings, their information protection was stronger than Facebook's and Instagram's.
Yeah.
Right.
What's up with that?
Like they do a better job at some of the regulations, but there's always a fear of the Chinese government taking the information and doing something with it. So that might be how Trump gets around it.
Yeah.
If they run the information through, and the thought is it would be Oracle. It's based out of Austin, Texas.
Everything will run through them.
Then it would be an American enough company. There's a bunch of different qualifications for that it wouldn't be banned.
That's nice. I hope they do that.
Because that's what the way around, the easiest way around it is if TikTok sells to a company that's based in the United States or not in China, in a friendly country. But
I don't think he'd sell it. It's making too much money for him.
China. I mean, it would be China. Now, I think this Elon Musk thing, there's rumors that he's
trying to buy it.
He's trying to buy it, which then it would be an American. Well, technically, but he's Canadian anyway, isn't he?
Yeah. But I would think like whoever owns it wouldn't want to sell it.
The government owns it.
Why would they sell it? It's making, you know what I mean? Like Elon wants to buy it. Okay. But I don't know.
Well, they sold Twitter, right? He bought Twitter.
Didn't the people that own Twitter live in San Francisco?
I think I don't know.
Based
they're in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
but I mean, they were that's same with them. Those guys were offered billions early on.
Yeah.
Early on.
And then it died. It died. Well, I don't know if people still use Twitter, but
X. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
do they?
There's
I don't. I think because I don't use it.
I never was a Twitter person, so I'm not an X person.
Yeah. So, and it's still.
Yeah.
I never hear anything about Twitter.
People say tweet, but it's X. X.
Yeah.
Is the name of
no. X. Yeah. Okay, well, whatever. Happy New Year, Cree. Cree is on. We were just
Hey,
talking
Cree. We saw
all my
Cree. Journey to
Usos.
Empowerment.
Journey to
Get to share
Empowerment.
some time with her.
So yeah, and then I heard what did I hear? People Elon Musk is gonna buy TikTok, but he's also gonna be somebody in government.
So he and you remember Vivek Ramaswamy, he ran for he was trying to be the Republican nominee. He didn't make it. He and Elon Musk are named to it's not even a department, it's not even a
It's like
government
a fake
department, but it's implemented by Trump. It's the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE.
title.
And they're supposed to look into getting the government to run more efficiently,
Uh,
less government waste and loss and fraud. We'll see. You know what I mean? I think they do have entrepreneurial minds, so they may be able to streamline things. But I think everybody's concern is like if they're going to start cutting stuff, significant stuff, right? Trump said he's going to balance the budget. That's trillions of dollars that he's got to cut. So what are they going to cut?
That'll probably take him like as long as he's in office, right?
Maybe. I mean, he's got everything lined up. He's got the Republican Congress, he's got the Senate and the House. He's appointing all the people that he wants in play, including Tulsi Gabbard.
I
Named
heard
to the Director of National Intelligence, which is
that's a high. She's got a high muckety muck title.
So what that is you take all the federal agencies like the CIA, the FBI, the Department of Justice, all of those. They need to communicate to each other because there's a lot of situations where one
don't they answer to her?
She would oversee all of it.
Yeah.
That's and she's never had a job like that, right? So I think that's the problem she'll have with the confirmations in the Senate is she doesn't have experience running.
So she's got to get past the Senate.
Yeah, there's Senate confirmation.
Oh, but they're Republicans.
She's the toughest. Yeah. I think she will be the most likely to not make it. I'm not saying she won't, but I think that she's going to have the most challenges getting into because of the Russia, all the crap that she got stuck with Hillary calling her a Russian asset and all that stuff. Those are the questions, or she is Syrian, all that stuff. But I think she'll have the hardest time.
But I think she'll make it because
I would think so too. But one of his nominees already dropped out.
Who's that?
I can't remember his name, but he had like sexual assault allegations
so did the
out
president,
there.
And look at him, he's president.
Yeah, convicted of not that, but 34 felonies.
Yeah.
Anyway, So what do we want to do in 2025?
Well,
there's
we broke, so we need some.
We want to travel, but we
broke. We're like Cree says, we're booked, broke, and busy. The 3 B's.
Booked and busy, but still broke.
Yeah, we're looking forward to traveling. Hopefully, with we got your car back.
Yes,
we got your car back, so we're gonna drive everywhere. And I don't know, just new and up and coming. We're collaborating with Island City. So I'm looking forward to that. We're still with now Opal. I'm looking forward to work with that, up and coming work with them. Tons and tons of stuff. Next year is 10 years for FICA, which I don't know what does that mean? What does that, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
We'll have to make it mean something.
It'll mean something. Yeah. So they mean 10 years is next year. So I'm looking forward to that.
10 seasons.
10 seasons.
Yeah. So it's so different now than it was when we started in a radio station.
Yeah.
And just it'd be interesting to see. One of the things I'm looking forward to this year is the Amu barbecue.
10-year barbecue.
10th annual.
Annual barbecue.
Family barbecue.
Which happens every third Saturday of August. There's going to be celebrating 10 years. We'll be there, but they're going to have like a lot of new up and coming events, like a softball tournament and some other stuff that I can't say right now.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it
because it's going to be great.
It's always
Cree. It's
right.
going to be really good because she's a great planner, and 10 years, that's huge, huge, huge. I also seen that the signs went up for the Pacific Islander Cultural District in District 10. Lots and lots of signs on the right under the streets, like Leland.
Right. Yep.
Under Leland, they have
That's the
another
picture I
sign.
saw. Was
It
Leland.
says Pacific Islander Cultural District. So, congratulations to that crew for making that happen, and all the people, the shoulders that they stood on to get there.
Mhm.
So that's awesome. I love to see that, especially since I was raised in that neighborhood.
You and
So
14 million other people.
me and 14 million other homos. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So I want to see what's going to happen in 2025 for the Pacific Islander Culture District, the first of its kind. So hopefully exciting things are happening.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Mayor Lurie is going to
Mayor Lurie.
how that's
He's
all
the new
going to play
mayor
out.
of San Francisco.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to everything that he's going to do. Hopefully he's gonna we need to get on his calendar, Cree. We need to get on his calendar. But I'm looking forward to positive things happening in San Francisco. A lot of negative things happened, budget cuts and so forth and so on. So hopefully 2025 will be better for San Francisco and the nonprofit organizations that really do good work there. Of course, AMU and SEDC and FATASI and
A host of, and there's a lot like ours is in South San Francisco, but they do a lot of their work in San Francisco. So Samoan Solutions, same thing. They're not physically located in San Francisco, but they affect the community.
Pacific Islands together. They're right around the corner. They're in District 10, I believe. That's District 10. So tons and tons of good things. I'm looking forward to this mayor doing amazing.
I worry about
fresh, new.
Yeah, no, definitely, because you got to stop businesses from leaving. Right. There are businesses fleeing San Francisco. He's going to have to find a way to make it appealing for businesses to operate, because you've seen it. Like there's just shutters, there's just windows, just businesses emptied.
Yeah.
And they continue to move. And it's just to me, it's a microcosm of California. Businesses are leaving California somehow
for cheaper ground.
Texas, Austin, Texas. That's
tons of people have moved to Texas. I work in the financial district, and so before COVID, there used to be
you walk down the
street, tons of mom and pops, but chains, and there was all kinds of food.
Lots of food.
That's all I know is lots of food. And now when there's nowhere to go. Like you've got to walk blocks and blocks, but passing windows that have been closed or businesses that are just no longer there. There used to be a recon center at the corner of Mission and Spear. And you would go in that building and there was restaurants. It was like a food court.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore. So it's sad.
That's California too. So
right.
California's got to figure it out. Newsom, excuse me, they got to figure that out. Stop these bebusinesses from leaving. And then San Francisco. Lurie's got to do the same thing.
Yeah. He's not even taking pay. He's not taking pay for, he don't need it.
The same as Trump not taking a check. But good for him.
Can I have that money? Can I have that money, though? Can I have that money?
What I'm concerned about when there are budget cuts, like how does it affect us? How does it affect the Pacific Islander community? Because that's where the rubber meets the road. Right. Because we know our community wants to get it.
Yeah.
They want to hear it. Yeah. They want to talk about it with the community-based organizations. That's where we're going to get the information. That's where we're going to get the support and the funding that could really affect us. So same thing with when I hear about Doge, with Ramaswamy and Musk. I'm like, well, where are you going to get $2 trillion? $2 trillion to cut in 4 years. That's going to be extreme. And I don't know how Lurie's going to raise the funds to keep some things in place, but I'm excited because there needs to be change.
Yeah, I'm excited for them. I'm excited for the city of San Francisco. New everything. We need change. It's just we've had a bad year. a bad few years.
A bad few
actually.
years.
Bad few years. So I'm looking forward to a good. Our guest family emergency came up. He can't, so he needs to reschedule. Kook is on. Hey, Kook.
Hey, Coop.
Kook, get a hold of me when we going out again.
Speaking of cool,
Uh-huh.
cool community events,
Yeah.
Cook was our driver, right?
Yes, for
For
Pride.
the Pride Parade in
Right.
2019.
Oh,
One of
so
the
much
most
fun.
impactful favorite moments,
Right.
experiences of my
Uh-huh.
life was feeling the energy during that day on the parade. But Cook was our driver all the way from SCDC.
Right.
And that was
All
what
the
I
way
love
down
that
to the
ride.
city.
Just going down 3rd Street all the
Mhm.
way downtown and then all the way back home.
And yeah, I loved it. We had a good time.
Thank you, Cook.
Yes, thank you, Kook. Kook and I and Rebecca and Mo hung out during Holo Holo. We had such a good time. We had so much fun just hanging out and chilling. Holo Holo's happening in Oceanside. Um,
They know where to. They know
to
where
go.
their
Yeah.
PI communities are.
Yeah. So
They got those in the right spots.
tons and tons, tons and tons of things to do, and I love that Cisco is the official MC for Holo Holo, wherever they're going. Cisco will be the MC.
Good for him.
I love that.
I mean,
that.
Oceanside,
West Coast, yeah.
Go see a concert in San Diego. That doesn't
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah.
Think about
The
that.
weather is good. I
Yeah.
just seen Taupo Samoa, which is a dance group by Kiki. They're performing, so it's going to be nice. I'd love to see that one. So we'll see. Lots of good things happening this year. We'll talk about it. We'll have guests that will show up. Just kidding.
You know
Tua.
people in the San Diego area where
Yeah.
things might work out.
Yeah.
That travel bill might not be as high as it would be in another place.
Oh yeah. No, definitely. My mom is turning 80 this year.
Stop it.
So she's having a family cruise that everybody and their mama is going to. I'm trying to get there. One of my babies is graduating from college. So we'll be headed to her neck of the woods across country.
Right across the street, right?
Right across the street.
In Canada,
so
near Canada, the Canadian border.
That's happening this year. It's a busy year. My mama's turning 80, so it's a big deal for her. It's a big deal. It's a cruise going on in November. Family, if you want to go, let me know. I'll send you the details. But yeah, I think that's it. This is a good catch-up show, catch up to what's going on in some of the world in the Bay Area. And that's
plan to do in 2025. Those aren't New Year's resolutions.
No,
those
are
things
not
we'd like
New
to do.
Year's resolutions. I remember when we first started, we have different jobs now. And so I've been crazy busy these last couple of years, like getting my job down. And so then right when I got it down, a couple of people left, but I'm back.
Wrinkles you got to smooth out.
Yeah. And so, we're going to be going back. I really want to travel. I'll be dragging Mo everywhere. So you'll see me and Carl or me and Mo everywhere, anywhere in the Bay Area. You just got to let me know. Tag me if you have any flyers you'd like us to share, any event that's coming up. Please tag us in it, and then I will add it to our community announcements. And that's
there you
it.
go.
Anything else? Did we cover everything?
I think that's good for today.
Catch it. Yes.
9, episode 1 done.
Season 9, episode 1. I can't believe it's whole 9 seasons. So we are yay. We're here every Thursday at 6 p.m. Come back to FICA with us.
Love y'all.